Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup for the week ending January 13, 2023. Both Gilbert Paiz and Andrew Gay are on assignment, so this is Tom Fox, and I'm going to take a solo turn for this week's episode. We're going to take a look at several different stories, both from the Kerrville Lead and from the Kerrville Daily Times. From the Kerrville Lead, an interesting article about Kerr County needing volunteers for emergency service response. A recruitment event's going to be held at the Kerr County Sheriff's Office training room in February. So if you're interested in volunteering for an emergency services role in Kerrville, or Kerr County rather, please check that out. Also, the Kerrville Parks and Recreation Board are seeking new members. This is an opportunity to serve the people of Kerrville and help shape its future. The board assists with planning and activities related to the Parks and Recreation Department, and it's appointed by the Kerrville City Council. Members should be knowledgeable in parks, aquatics, sports facilities, marketing, and special events. For those traveling this weekend, please be advised that I-10 and Highway 16 will be closed starting Friday night and reopening at 5 a.m. on Monday the 15th. The entire highway will be closed, Loop 1604 and I-10 interchange. This work is part of Segment 2 of the Loop 1604 expansion, and if you're going to San Antonio, you need to prepare for this and be ready to loop around literally as well. In an interesting series of articles in the lead, one Eclipse website has suggested there could be a potentially 500,000 visitors in Kerrville for the Great Eclipse on April 8th. That website is the Great American Eclipse website, and Louis Amstoy, the editor of the lead, wrote about this and reported on it. There have been, I wouldn't say pushback, but at least some countervailing views that it could be as low as 100,000 up to that amount, although many expect it could be around 200,000. But whatever it's going to be a lot of people. And if we have 500,000 visitors in Kerrville, we're literally going to be overrun with visitors. So please be prepared. Get the supplies you're going to need for that time frame and have them. Don't be out trying to buy things with all of the people from who being visiting us, whether it's 100,000 or whether it's 500,000. And our final story from the lead is about the horrific accident that happened back in 2021 at a drag racing event that left 3 dead, including 2 children. There was a massive lawsuit filed, and the city of Kerrville has claimed sovereign immunity. Really no surprise there, but it's going to be a hard road to hoe for the folks who brought the lawsuit, but it was just a horrific accident that took the lives of those people. We had some interesting articles in the newspaper this week. We had a local veteran, indeed a POW, who marked a 100th anniversary. Ingram resident Allie Burton Jr. Was a member of the Tivy High School class of 1941 and briefly attended Shriner Institute, where he, before joining to fight in World War II. He also was called up in Korea and was captured when his plane was shot down and taken as a prisoner of war. But he got back to Kerrville. We had some other interesting articles this week around sporting events in Kerrville. And, of course, the Daily Times has a great sports page about the comings and goings in local Kerrville sports. I want to talk to you about the weather that's coming. We've had reports as low as 9 degrees. It's looking like now it'll maybe a little warmer than that on Monday and Tuesday, but it's going to be cold. So if you're listening to this podcast before Monday and Tuesday of next week, or that'd be the 15th and 16th, please prepare, get your supplies, and be ready. Mother Nature is going to bring some very cold weather to Kerrville. This is Tom Fox. I hope you have a great week and look forward to visiting with you again next week on the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup. This is Tom Fox. I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup. This podcast is a production of the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. If you've enjoyed this podcast, I hope you will subscribe or rate and review this podcast wherever great podcasts are listened to. I hope you'll join Gilbert, Andrew, and myself next week where we take a look at some of the top stories from Kerrville and the surrounding Hill Country area. Thanks so much for listening.